From the Capitol campus of California State University, Sacramento, this is Made at Sac State.
Welcome to Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga. We are here to share our university story and to celebrate academic excellence, our faculty and our students who are redefining the possible in the region and beyond.
The College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies is redefining the possible. Our Capitol campus is just a few miles from California's state capitol. The College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies provides students with quality programs in the traditional social sciences, including government, family and consumer sciences, and environmental studies. SSIS also has a portfolio of outstanding centers, including the prestigious Center for California Studies.
The Center for California Studies is really known for fellows programs. Every year we choose 64 graduates to come here to Sacramento and work in the legislature for a year, or work in the executive branch, or work in the judicial branch.
SSIS faculty teach a broad range of subjects, employing social science and interdisciplinary perspectives and methodologies. Our students are learning to analyze and make informed decisions regarding issues, problems, and policies in the Capital Region and beyond.
And joining us now is the Dean of the College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies, Dean Ern Bodvarsson. Thank you for being here, Dean Bodvarsson.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And we have two wonderful students joining us, and I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves. Nicole?
My name's Nicole Hisatomi, and I'm part of the Assembly Fellowship Program.
And Matt?
My name's Matt Reed. I'm also part of the Assembly Fellowship Program, and I was made at Sac State.
Yay, and we're excited to have you here and can hardly wait to get into some information about what's going on at the state capitol right now in your fellowship. We're going to start with Dean Bodvarsson and ask him to tell us a little bit more about the College of SSIS and how closely connected is your college to the legislature and the Capitol.
Well, Gloria, all of the colleges at the university are in some way connected to the state government and specifically the state legislature. Our college, however, is really the epicenter of that connection with state government. We are the Capital University at Sac State, but our college has got all of the policy and governance programming, and we are in the policy and governance town of California. So it's natural that our college would have the deepest connections. We have many faculty that engage in some way with the state legislators. We have centers, such as the Center for California Studies, which hosts the Assembly Fellows Program, which you'll hear more about. And then we have internship programs. We have the Sacramento Semester Program, the Legi School Project. Those are all examples of ways in which the college is connected to the state legislature and more generally state government.
Okay, we're going to get to Nicole and Matt. Tell us what you do.
We both work for members of the State Assembly. For 4.5 days a week, we work in their office, working on policy for them, staffing bills that if they have a bill idea, they'll let us know, and then we'll make sure that it gets through the legislative process properly. And then for the second half of Fridays, we attend a graduate seminar with Professor Bruce Snyder from here at Sac State, where we learn more about political science and we have discussions on topical issues of the day.
And how exciting is this, Nicole? How much do you enjoy this work?
I really like it. When I first started, I thought I would enjoy it, but I didn't realize how much I would enjoy it. The office that I was placed in is a really great office. They give me a lot of responsibility, which forces me to kind of dive into state politics, dive into the issues, and really come out understanding what I'm working on, as well as understanding the political process an idea has to go through to become a law.
What are your long-term goals?
If this fellowship has taught me anything, it's that I really love working in policy. I'm not quite sure how that'll happen, but I really like working towards making California a better place.
It's some of the most important work that's going on,
Yeah.
and it's thank you for your work there, and glad you realize that. You're so smart. And Matt, long-term goals?
Yeah, I'd love to stay in the world of politics or policy, and luckily for us and for students here at Sac State and the College of SSIS, we have a lot of opportunities to do that, whether it's getting involved as a student here with an internship or like us as fellows. It's a great way to get into the world of public policy, make connections, and find which area we'd like to work in and gain experience in it and then make a career out of it.
That is one of the wonderful things about our university. And Dean Bodvarsson, you have some plans for a school of public affairs that would be located near the Capitol. Tell us about that.
Well, yes, and this is a very exciting project that is gaining a lot of traction now. There are a number of universities around the country that are located in state capitals, and they have got public policy, public administration, or public affairs units that are remotely located from the main campus. And we would be the third such example of that. And the plan is that we would move the policy and the governance programming, elements of some of our centers and other elements of the college that have connections to state government downtown into one facility, and it would be a one-stop resource for state government, local government, nonprofits. It would provide instructional programming, it would provide expertise, and it would provide also a public event space for hosting, for example, public dialogues on important policy issues of the day.
Thank you all so much for being here and sharing your stories with us. And we didn't even get into the fact that we've got a Democrat and a Republican and they debate one another, but that's for another time. Thanks for being here.
Hi everybody, my name is Lisa Hearn and I'm a sociology major and I am made at Sac State.
My name is James Servito. I'm a professor of ethnic studies and I teach students who are made in Sac State.
Basic principle of aquaponics is to combine aquaculture, the cultivation of fish in closed environments, with hydroponics, the cultivation of plants without soil. The marrying of those two processes solves nutrient problems and waste problems because each system uses the byproducts and the waste products of the other.
So one of the things we've done here at Sac State is we have taken the bio-waste, the food waste primarily from campus, and we raise worms on it to raise our own protein source. And combining food waste with the vermiculture with aquaponics, we have what we believe is very close to a truly sustainable system.
This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga, and we have three exciting gentlemen here to tell us a little bit more about aquaponics research here on the Sac State campus. Please introduce yourself, Professor.
Hi, I'm Dudley Burton, Professor in Environmental Studies.
Hi, and I'm Brooke Murphy, Professor in Environmental Studies and Biology.
And I'm the student, Rob Hogan.
And Rob, what's your area of study and how are you working with these two professors?
My area of study is aquaponics. Been really interested in it, and I met these two, and they started this program, and I'm studying vermicompost tea and trying to integrate that with aquaponics.
All right, well, we have watched a video. We know a little bit more about aquaponics now than we did before. Tell us the significance of this research. What exactly are you doing here?
We're trying to create a more sustainable way of growing food, especially high protein foods and high quality fruits and vegetables, in a system that also saves an enormous amount of water per unit of production.
And how are you doing that?
Well, what we're doing, first of all, is we're combining two farming methods. One is aquaculture and the other is hydroponics. And by coupling those two, we're taking advantage of the fish excrement to be used as fish fertilizer, which grow the plants. And the plants help filter the water and circulate it back clean to the fish. Hydroponics in general, although it uses water and the plants are grown in water, it actually consumes relatively small amounts of water, only about 1/10 of traditional agriculture. And on top of that, you get fish production along with the plants.
Uses something on the order of 1/10 the amount of water that traditional agriculture uses. And the fact that we can produce very high quality fruits, vegetables, and fish protein using that small amount of water is very important. Plus, we're using these materials that are often wasted or not used effectively. So we're combining several environmental benefits in this process.
Actually, you need water for the plants to grow. They're not growing in soil. How does that save water?
Well, normally in traditional agriculture, when you irrigate, the vast majority of the water is lost to the soil. That's on the surface of the soil just evaporates off and is another source of loss. And the third is the actual transpiration from the plant that uses for its physiology. In our aquaponics systems, we only have one loss. That's due to the transpiration by the plants themselves and a small amount of evaporation. We don't lose any water to the lower water table. So therefore, basically, we can grow the same plant with only 10% of the water that we would do in a traditional farming system or even in your garden at home.
Thank you all for being here and sharing your stories with us.
Hi, I'm Corinne Jones. I'm a psychology major and I'm made at Sac State.
My name is Kevin Weir. I'm a professor of sociology and I teach students who are made at Sac State.
This is fun for us. This is actually our cardiovascular wellness program. The lifestyle that we've come to know, we're more sedentary, we eat more, we're eating out more. Today we're talking about dining out, so we'll be talking about how just by dining out, you're taking in more fat, more calories. We're a higher paced, stressed lifestyle.
The first heart attack I had in 2000, and they were saying generally the people who have one heart attack will get a second heart attack about 60% within 10 years. And the second one I had was in 2013.
Well, I had a heart attack when I was about 3 years ago. All kinds of little factors, eating the wrong foods, gaining a lot of weight, living a sedentary life, and having genetics working against me. And then turning 60, suddenly the metabolism isn't cooking along.
This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga, and thank you very much for being here to our three guests, and we're going to talk about Sacramento State's Cardiovascular Wellness Program. But we do want the guests to introduce themselves. We'll start ladies first.
I'm Lynn Livingston.
And
I'm Jim Livingston.
We're going to start with Diane and have Diane. What is this program, first of all?
So this program was the brainchild of the late cardiologist Tisa Capogota. And we wanted to find a better way to provide health care on a campus, which is sort of a unique idea, and tap into the expertise on the campus. So we came up with the idea of offering it here, involving faculty and students. And the cardiovascular wellness focuses on diet, exercise, psychology, and nursing. So we've been able to integrate those students into the program.
Now, Professor Livingston, you were a professor here at Sacramento State.
Yes.
Tell us your story. What happened here with the possibility that you were maybe going to have a heart attack?
Well, this goes back to the early 90s. I had blockage in my carotid arteries, and I had some blockage in my heart. I had not had a heart attack. And Lynn, who's been my supporter for 55 years, heard about this program at the hospital, UC Davis Hospital, that Dr. Capogota had. It was a cardiac risk reversal program, a 2-year program. Go in, you do exercise and diet and all kinds of tests. And so they got me into the program, And thanks to Dr. Capagoda and his program, and my wife Lynn and Diane, who provided the nutrition advice, I'm still here.
We're going to take one quick moment here and listen to a video interview with Dr. K.
There's no magic formula to this, because a lot of the time you're asking people to do fairly mundane things, like, you know, take care of what you eat, take care of your weight, make sure you're active, and, you know, do some reasonable amount of exercise. Make sure if you're being treated for high blood pressure, make sure you take those pills as prescribed. So it's not a lot of, you know, major complicated issues. But what we want to do is to convince the patient that every little thing is important. And that's where, you know, much of the effort goes in. This is not really doctoring as such. You know, any one of these people here can make a significant contribution to what patients need.
Now, Dr. Capagoda brought his program here to Sac State, and tell us, what exactly does this entail?
So we've worked together for a long time, Dr. Capagoda and I, in a hospital-based setting, and as resources declined, those programs tend to go away. There's not much money in prevention, and we wanted to find alternative ways to deliver health care, and a campus just made sense to us. So that's really how it evolved. We talked to deans, we got a lot of support, we've got space in Folsom Hall, and we have a lot of interest in providing this program. So people come in to the program 2 or 3 times a week. You'll walk in any time and see people exercising, talking about diet. We've got psychologists that come in and talk about stress reduction. We've had a Buddhist monk come in and talk about meditation. We've talked about shopping. We're now having cooking demonstrations over there. So this program takes the elements of a program in a hospital, but it's not profit-driven, it's training-driven. So students are involved at all those levels too. We've always known the value of having a patient drive their own care, and also the value of support people, which is why you see Lynn on the couch beside Jim. The support people in the life make an incredible difference to the success of this program.
Now, I have seen Lynn at the center. Lynn, tell us what you're learning and how you help in all of this and how it's benefited your health.
Well, thank you. I was concerned about our whole family because Jim's family particularly had a very high incidence of heart disease. So when we learned about this opportunity, it became of a benefit to him and to me and to our children as well, because we learned about various disciplines that would be support our good health.
Now, what's kind of shocking is the numbers in the United States of obesity, but also the fact, and I learned this at the Cardiovascular Wellness Center, that someone has a heart attack and then second or even the third that proves fatal because they forget to eat healthy and they forget to exercise. How does this help?
I think putting the patient at the center of it is critical. It has to be, they have to understand what's going on with them. They have to be able to believe that it can be managed, and it has to be meaningful to them. So if I talk to someone about changing their lifestyle and they are charged with taking care of a grandchild at home, for example, that's going to be their priority. I have to learn about that person and how their world, what their priorities and barriers are, and that the whole team is on board with that. The other beauty of doing it, we've always had an integrated, multidisciplinary approach, but students who come into this program and learn are working with the participants. They're learning that it takes a group, it's a team effort, and Dr. Capagoda was way ahead of his time in terms of crossing disciplines. So we have 2 colleges involved. We've got 4 core programs involved, academic programs, but peripherally there are many others. We've got physical therapy students coming in, gerontology and sociology, and many other disciplines that don't see themselves until they come into the program, how they can benefit patients.
For more on this story, visit our website.
Well, the PPA is a Master's in Public Policy and Administration. It's offered here at Sacramento State, and it's a little bit unusual in that it has both a policy side and an administration side. And most master's degrees are either a Master's in Public Administration or a Master's in Public Policy, and we made a conscious decision when we formed the program to try to do both. So it's a little bit longer than a usual master's program, requires a thesis, and we're really proud of what the students are able to do at the end of the program.
This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga. Thank you for being here. We're talking about the College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies. Thank you both. Two excellent master's degree students are joining us now. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Tara Thorne.
And?
Brent Hauser.
And Tara, tell us a little bit about Public Policy and Administration, one of our great programs here at Sac State.
Right. Well, I think the program's really unique in that it really bridges both public policy and administration, something not a lot of programs do. And by doing that, they really give students a skill set that allows them to succeed in the public sector.
Wow. And Brent, just give us a little bit of overview and your thoughts on PPA.
Sure, I think what Tara said is a great point. The variety in skills and education that we receive, it blends technical components of economics with also how to be a leader in an organization, and that's really what I take from the program.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about, you're here on campus taking class with our wonderful professors, but tell us what you do as part of the program. You have internships and you work on side projects. Tara, what do you do?
Yeah, so every student's required to do an internship. If they work in the public sector already, that internship is waived. So I work in the public sector. I actually work at Sac State running a program called LegiSchool. So
want to talk a little bit about LegiSchool. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
What exactly is this? We have high school students who write papers and kind of delve into policy, and we're here at the Capitol, and this is great that they're doing this.
Right, yeah. I have the best job in the entire world. I get to work with high school students throughout the state, not just one classroom, and we provide civic education opportunities for the students. So whether that's an essay that they're writing, or if it's a town hall where they get to talk to local lawmakers or state lawmakers, we really encourage them to dive into the topics and really try to understand them.
Brent, we want to talk a little bit about what you do. Besides your studies, in addition to your studies, you have a job and it's in the public sector. What is that?
Yes. I'm currently a manager for the Office of Statewide Health Planning and Development. It's a health and human services agency for California, and what we're tasked with is pretty much implementing the Affordable Care Act, which, as you may know, is a huge topic right now. Many people are aware of it, and we're actually on the front lines developing policies to implement healthcare workforce shortages, so getting doctors, serving people in underserved communities. So I'm really focused on taking what I learned in the classroom and applying it to policies that will be developed for Californians.
How serious is that issue of affordable healthcare or workers for people in rural areas or poor people?
It's very serious, and what we do is very important, so I'm glad to be a part of the program to be able to learn these tools to make sure that we're implementing effective policies, because the healthcare workforce shortage, with the influx of individuals with insurance, that means there's more people, more providers that need to serve them. So we do need to address this in a culturally responsive way, so it's not just one type of provider, as there's different needs that Californians need to be addressed.
Want to talk about professors and your faculty, and just give us sort of a thought about working with professors here.
For me, they've just really been incredible. They're a touchstone not just in the classroom, but also outside the classroom. I'm lucky enough to work down the hall from a lot of the professors that I have class with, and so I really rely on their wisdom, not just for what we're learning in the curriculum that we're covering, but also just in life. And I don't think I'd be where I am today without the help of the faculty in the program.
And Brent?
I think obviously they're great intelligence and experience in the public sector and the different policies, but they're very personable and approachable. In fact, they want us to come talk to them and really run different things by them, whether it's in the classroom or things that are going on in work. They're really there to advise us and educate us on more than one way than just in the classroom. And that's the great thing about the program, is that everything's applicable to what you're doing in your workplace or life outside of it. So we're truly fortunate to have the faculty that we have and their expertise.
And thank you both for being here and joining us today on Made at Sac State, because you're both made at Sac State in PPA. All right, thank you both very much.
Hi, I'm Ryan Cove. I'm a psychology major, and I'm made at Sac State.
My name is Mari Tess, and I graduated with a degree in ethnic studies, and I'm made at Sac State.
My name is Robert Hogan. I'm studying environmental studies, and I'm made at Sac State.
I'm Nicole Hisatomi, and I'm in the Assembly Fellowship Program.
I'm Matt Reed, and I'm also in the Assembly Fellowship Program, and we're made at Sac State.
Hi, I'm Robert Nelson, President of the University, and I'm so proud of all of my students who are made at Sac State!
The College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies. We leave you with scenes from Sac State's faculty and students, scenes from commencement, and so much more.
My name is Rula Omeri. I'm a dietetics major. Well, my experience at Sac State is very exceptional. I had all the resources needed to succeed, whether through the faculty member that were very supportive, particularly those in the family and consumer sciences, and the chemistry department, because a large portion of my major has some chemistry classes, and I had a couple of professors that were really supportive. My dream was to get a bachelor degree, particularly in nutrition. My ultimate goal is to get a doctoral degree in nutrition and chronic diseases. Hi, my name is Rula Omeri. I'm a Dean's Award winner, and I made it at Sac State.